Fever win over Wings reveals an uncomfortable truth about Caitlin Clark. Indiana Fever guard Caitlin Clark was out yet again for the team on Friday night, missing Indiana's first game against the Dallas Wings and Paige Buch's this regular season. The two clubs will meet again on July 13th, so there's another great opportunity for Buch's and Clark to duel for the first time since leaving college. However, the Fever still secured the win over the Wings with almost ease. There were some shaky moments down the stretch thanks to some odd lineups thrown out by head coach Stephanie White involving the team's bench, but ultimately, the team was able to lock up Dallas in the last few moments of the fourth quarter. With Clark out of the starting lineup, shooting wasn't an issue. Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston were white hot, both finishing up with a combined 53 of the Fever's 94 points. Natasha Howard, in her return to the Wings since signing with the Fever in the offseason, was also lights out and picked up a double-double with ease. Defensively, the Fever also didn't skip a beat like how they did against the Los Angeles Sparks. With Ari McDonald in the starting lineup, Indiana managed to get out ahead by a ridiculous margin in the first half, with stop after stop. Clark is obviously a huge piece to the Fever's offense. She's their table setter and one of their highest volume shooters, but her defense can still use some work in year two. Without her essentially being a player the team needed to hide on that front, the Fever were able to put the clamps on Dallas early. Her absence revealed one slightly uncomfortable truth about the Fever. Her presence in the starting lineup will always lead to slightly worse off defense until she works on that part of her game. Clark's lack of defense proves to be an issue in Fever. Starting lineup McDonald, who was signed back to the team following Indiana deciding to waive DeWanna Bonner earlier in the week, was a perfect fit next to Lexi Hull in the team's starting lineup on Friday evening. Both are gritty guards defensively and managed to make all of Dallas' shot attempts look difficult. In addition, White is almost too comfortable relying on Clark in tight games to lock in on both ends of the court when she can really only aid the Fever on one end. Of course, that's the benefit of having Hull in the starting lineup. She can clean up for Clark on the defensive end. But we saw the benefit of adding a second defensively minded guard in McDonald next to Hull in Friday's win. What makes the most sense moving forward for Indiana is making sure one of Hull or McDonald is always in the backcourt with Clark. The scoreboard read Indiana Fever 85, Dallas Wings 83. A hard-fought, down-to-the-wire thriller in the heart of Arlington. On the surface, it was just another win for a Fever squad fighting to claw its way into playoff relevance. Caitlin Clark once again was electric, 28 points, 9 assists, 6 rebounds, and 2 logo-range threes that made even Wings fans rise to their feet. But beneath the celebration, the cheers, and the highlight reels looping endlessly across social media, there was a truth that quietly simmered. Caitlin Clark is playing on borrowed time. For all her brilliance, and it is brilliance, the kind that reshapes cities and inspires generations, the Fever's win over the Wings revealed something far more revealing than a final score.